you after no damn Yama Crawl in real life. You gonna be called your line name ain't gonna be no fucking Charlotte.
Hey man, they got that shit off though. Oh, that's all he had to do, bro. They weren't fucking with him no more. But all he had to do is get the Yama Crawl back in him, do his little dance, nigga. Shucking jive.
Yeah.
He shucking jived at the party, nigga.
It's not about shucking and jiving. He had to show him he still had it in his spirit. That he wasn't a stuck up asshole.
Man,
he still was
that.
He still had it. You see this shit? I'm gonna beat your ass, nigga. You see this? Come on. Ow, ow, ow. I'm gonna jerk the shit out that nigga. Hey, I almost pulled out the toolie. I said, we are on camera.
That joke was funny.
I wouldn't do that to y'all in person. I gotta do it to y'all or virtual. I'm a bully y'all niggas cyberly, dog. Anyway,
that's fine.
Welcome to Views from the Floor podcast. This is Nico.
Just cuz.
Yo, it's Taz.
We here, man. Another week. How y'all been, fellas? We skipped a week last week.
Man, it was rough. Last week was a rough week. I had the stomach bug. Yeah.
Had the shit farts?
Ooh, shit
or the shits with no fart because you thought you was gonna shit?
Nah, it was more so just stomach pain. I regular bowel movements.
I don't know why that was funny to me.
but it don't hurt though. It was like something was stabbing me in my intestines, man. It hurt.
Yo, that's nasty, B.
I know.
That's wild, son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I feel you though, because what was it, the week before or 2 weeks ago? The whole family, it was just like one after another just got it. It was terrible. And I thought I was going to be straight. Then I ate some bad cheese, nigga, and that was a wrap. That's how I know Allah wasn't protecting me right then. He was like, I'm going to get your ass.
No, he said you wasn't open to his protection.
Mm-mm. Speaking about Allah, how's Ramadan going for you, sir?
Yeah, how's Ramadan?
I've been doing pretty good, you know. I ain't gonna lie. I had one day I was so damn weak. It was like 7:05. I said, Lord, I ain't gonna make it. I looked outside. It was dark because it was like storming and shit. I said, well, the sun is down.
Look at you looking for loopholes, dog.
I did my prayer and then I ate, bro. I was so weak. I could barely stand up, dog. I said, nah, I got to eat some.
Yo, fam, I seen it was a couple of days ago. They stopped the soccer game. Like as soon as there was a guy that had a soccer game. I don't remember where it was, but as soon as like sundown hit, they like stopped the game so he can like drink some water and some Gatorade and just get some, just get some stuff up in him so he can continue the game. But that's crazy. Like to be an athlete and go through Ramadan and still like, let's just take Hakeem Olajuwon for instance, a devout Muslim, and was cooking during Ramadan. Just cooking. But now you see a lot of people in the league, like as soon as sundown hit outside, they on the bench, they eat like a hot dog or something and just get something in them real quick. But that's got to be tough, bro. That's why
I be like,
was late.
I be like, nigga, y'all gonna get these 15 minutes of just me balling on y'all ass. Cause once Ramadan comes, I'm not playing another minute, nigga, cause it's time to eat.
Damn, what was I about to say? Yeah, damn it. I lost my yeah. So
you said that's why when you was late.
Yeah, when you was late to the pod, I was like, my man probably passed out because he ain't had no food in days. He just passed out and forgot about us, man. Anyway, though, how was your week, Jay? You said it was cool?
It was cool. I mean, I went to Orangeburg this weekend. It was good seeing, some of my brothers and all that. Had a good time.
Get your dance on?
Yeah, I did a little bit of strolling, but that shit hurt my body.
Move the shoulders, son. Move the shoulders.
You got a real deal professional out there. So they look a little different, But I'm not as young. No, this is Big Brother Bulletproof. You better understand that. But I'm gonna say this: I'm not as young as I used to be, and that shit showed, and I felt it in my body. I might have looked good doing it, but when I was done, I did not feel good. It's coming to the end of the time to be able to do that. Once March 3rd, 2023 come, and I hit 10 years, I gotta lay it down.
So all right, so now we talking. Now we really getting in. Now we really getting into stuff. So fam. So do you have to continue to do all of like the movements and stuff that you do? You know what I mean? Every time you go, all that stuff.
This is the thing.
Is it like a 10-year mark? You like, all right, I don't have to do this no more?
Nah, so this is the thing. All that stepping and strolling is very much not mandatory. There's some niggas who just can't do it, who's not going to do it.
It's mandatory, bro.
It's not.
I feel like it's mandatory. I feel like if it was my fraternity and you can't shuck and jive, then you out of here.
First of all, nigga, we are not shucking and jiving. Shucking and jiving means a totally different thing.
I don't mean it in a disrespectful way.
When you out there, everybody, that's why you see people who's on step team who not. Everybody ain't got that as a talent. You got some brothers who just very good at fundraising. So you put them into fundraising.
You put them at the fundraising booth?
Like me, like this is the thing. First thing first, we about service. Service is first. Everything else is secondary. However, these are very fun things to do. But when you get to a certain age, your body can't handle it. It's not that you don't want to do it no more. And who wants to be the old nigga at the event strolling? Nigga, you crossed 10 years ago. It's time for you to let the youngins have it.
Nah, fam. See, that's different over here. If I'm 50, fam, and I'm 45, all salt and peppered out, I'm getting the jig, and I see Steve Harvey do it every year.
I was just about to say, I'm guessing that's just the alpha thing. We just gotta let them pass, because them Qs, they be 67, and they hear Atomic Dog and everything going crazy.
Steve Harvey be throwing it up like
Shaq too.
All of them, every one of them. They see another. They can smell another one. Like they can smell a frat in the air, and they just start to jig.
That is literally
when they start jigging, everybody start jigging.
That's literally what I would have been. And had I gone to school, I would have been a Q. In the story, because I wasn't gonna be no Kappa.
Why?
You didn't want to be a Yoster. You didn't want to.
I didn't want to. All my uncles are Kappas.
Because you can't dance like that. They really be dancing.
Yeah, I can't dance like that. I'm not that. I could now with the Qs we doing. I could do that. I could do that.
You say that to your hip hop out of place. Your hip hop out of place. They believe they can do it too until they damn. This is the funniest thing about Qs. When you see older Qs, all of them had surgery. You want to know why? Because you can't be doing, I don't care who you are, you can't be doing all of that shit when you old.
I'm telling you, I just...
them old Qs is serious. Hell no. That shit.
I'll be out there with
a lot on your body.
Getting it in. Bionic hip and all, getting it in.
Is the Kappas the one with the canes?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I get it. I get it, Taz. Please, anybody that's out there that's in dancing gangs, we just joking. That's all. It's just jokes. All right. It's just jokes. Don't stop us. Yes, I got a red shirt on, but this is a Manchester United shirt. You feel me? Like it ain't. I'm not appropriating y'all coach.
Is a gang.
Huh?
Being a sports fan is like being in a gang.
Sometimes.
Nah, man.
It depends on what team.
I'm not rolling,
team,
bro.
Hey, first of all,
being a sports fan,
it is exactly. You think shit is all shits and giggles when you in the gang? Sometimes you got the high, sometimes you got the low.
That's true. You know what? I take it back. I'm rolling, bro. I am rolling.
Because think about this. Think about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're Yankees fans, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is a cult. I don't care what nobody says. That shit is a cult because no, not even. I won't even say Yankees fans, right? Because we have a winning history. A fucking Knicks fan is being a part of a cult. Nigga, we ain't never won shit. They just giving us this bad Kool-Aid and we just taking it.
And the bad part about it is, we get decent and then fall off the cliff the very next year. And it's not like anything really changed. We added better players and still have more than the core. We have more than 8 players that came back. I don't get it. You know what? I really think, though? I don't think Tibbs is the right coach for these guys. Because there's no way I can have Kimba. I can have Kimba in my starting 5 with the other 4 niggas that was there last year that got you a 4 seed? A 4 5th seed?
4 seed.
Man, we was a 4 seed. Yeah. We was a 4 seed last year. We got 4 of the guys that's still starting there. We got Mitchell Robinson back. You know, like we got Mitchell Robinson back. We added Kimba. We added the French nigga, Fournier. Then we wound up getting Cam Reddish. Throw him on the team. Obi doing his thing, all this stuff. We still got damn near all the players that we had, plus more. And we are worse than? Nah, fam. It can't just be.
I don't think that's always the coach. I always think it's 1 year, and everybody has sometimes you need time to mesh. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it may not have been the right personnel with the coach that we had.
So is it a personnel issue or is it a coach issue?
I think it can be a little bit of both.
Speaking of coach issues, you think the Lakers should have let Frank Vogel go?
No, because he didn't build that team.
That's an interesting take.
I'd say he was a scapegoat, but I mean, here's the thing: whoever you put in there next year, they got to do speed. I mean,
they got to revamp the whole. You
got to. I'm sorry, you got to. Like, if you're gonna get rid of the head coach, if you're gonna, and the way we don't know if they told him or not, but I mean that was kind of underhanded. Wojnarowski was just doing his job. No shade on him or anything, but to put that out there, like I don't know who did it, Jeannie Buss or Rob Pelinka, put that info out there, and y'all ain't even talk to your mans and let him know that y'all's gonna let him go. Come on.
Hey man, you know how it is in sports and business. They don't care. I mean, look what Magic did. He had a whole press conference the last game of the season in the tunnel and was like, I ain't gonna be here. Yeah, and then got the nerve to sit there and go, DeRozan's agent called me and DeRozan wanted to come home. I passed it off and then I sat back. Fam, we already done heard the story. We know the story. Y'all keep trying to put it on. It was just Bron that wanted Russ. Oh, Russ and them got to talking. It's like, fam, they wanted Bron. What was it? Chris Hayes came out and was like, had a full story on it. Bron wanted DeRozan. They didn't want to give him an extra year. So because they didn't want to give him an extra year, he took the Bulls off. That's it. You get to talking to Russ. You get to talking to Russ, and it's like, okay, I don't get DeMar. I can get Russ. We gonna be fine. Like, if I guarantee you, all 3 of them sitting in the room, Russ, AD, LeBron. Even us before the year, it's like, if you just think about it, yo, fam, that can do damage. Period. I mean, they all top tier. AD's in his prime. LeBron is still top 2 greatest player to ever play the game, even in year 19. And then Russ is Russ. You know what you're gonna get with it, but for the most part, you would think it'd turn out good, but it just didn't. Like for whatever reason, it just didn't. It just didn't work.
This year it didn't.
AD was hurt most of the year. He played 30-something games.
Yeah.
Bron played 58 because he was hurt the other games. And then I think they said they played a total of 21 games together out of 82. It is what it is. I'm not even a Lakers fan. I can care less.
I think a lot of that is because DeRozan had probably the best year of his career this year. So it's always hindsight.
So everybody's looking at it through a tunnel.
Yeah.
If DeMar DeRozan would have had a DeMar DeRozan year, which are not bad years at all, they still damn near top 15 in the league years, like always. I don't think anybody would have said anything. They would have just been like, whatever. But because DeMar DeRozan wound up having an MVP type season, then the magnifying glass is bigger. Now it's like, ooh, you did wrong. But in hindsight, you didn't. Just like when I was watching Winning Time. And, Phil Knight comes up to Magic, was like, look, we can't give you $80,000 a year.
I give you this.
But we can give you $1 for each shoe we sell. Not the Magic shoe, just every shoe. And we'll give you stock options. And he was like, nah, he went with the Converse deal that was giving him $100,000 a year. And then they showed a graphic of how much he would have made. He'd have made $5.2 million if he would have took that deal. But it wasn't bad what he did because Phil Knight wasn't known and Nike wasn't known.
Right, they were just up and
Converse
coming.
was a thing. You know what I mean? Like,
so, Converse and Adidas were the top 2 shoe brands at that time.
Right. So it wasn't a bad deal for him to take that deal at the time. It was the better deal at the time.
And he a young nigga anyway. His money.
Yeah, he good. He's a billionaire anyway.
Exactly.
He wound up getting it anyway. But if everybody had a chance to look into the future, of course you're gonna be like, yeah, I would have did it this way. Like you said, hindsight's 2020.
Absolutely.
I did hear that they said Russ is gonna wind up in Charlotte.
I did hear that too.
I don't know for who. Like, who you trading for?
Probably get Rozier and Bridges.
I wouldn't do that though. I wouldn't mess with that young core.
That team is solid. I mean, they just lost, but they're a solid team. I wouldn't mess with that. The way the LaMelo commands the floor.
I don't see that being a help for him. Now, I don't see it being a hindrance at all. But I also just like, at this point, I just think you need to see what those young boys can do.
Yeah.
I seen something yesterday that kind of blew my mind. And it blew my mind in the way of, why in the hell are we talking about this? Like, why is this a question? But the question was, LaMelo Ball versus Trae Young, who will wind up with the better career? And I feel like that question as a whole is like, one, way too premature, and two, Melo got a lot of catching up to do. Like, I feel like he already has a lot of catching up to do. Because I mean, Trae is a 2-time All-Star, and did he make an All-NBA team yet? I know he's gonna make it this year.
I don't think he has yet.
Yeah, I know he's making an All-NBA team this year. Like, he got a lot to do, and he, you know, what I mean, he doing that in Atlanta. I don't think there's ever been a more perfect trade on draft night than
Luka
Trae Young for Luka.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Perfect trade.
I don't think there's been a better one.
So I definitely agree with that. I'm just looking at what Luka doing in Dallas, and I'm like, I don't think Trae could do that.
But I don't think Luka can go to.
Exactly. I don't think Luka
can go to Atlanta and do what he's doing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's a perfect fit. The cities are perfect fits for him. You know what I mean? The people that's around them are perfect fits for him.
Yep.
And they both careers is on the same path. Like it's weird. Like they always gonna be linked together, but they are like neck and neck. It's not like one that just surpassed the other. It's like a here and here. Whoever you want, whatever kind of style of play you want to play, that's usually what you're gonna go with.
Yep.
You know, if you want to slow it down, you know what I mean? You want to slow down offense, maybe you want to go with Luka.
Mm-hmm.
You want to run a little bit, get a little spicy with it.
You're
going to go with Trae, but you still going to get 30 and damn near 10 assists a game. You know what I mean? Like, pick your poison. You're going to get it either way.
Hey everybody, this is High Definition Podcast. I'm Maurice.
I'm Therese.
Listen, you can find us on Facebook at
High Definition Podcast.
You can also find us on IG at
High_Definition_Podcast.
Listen, new episodes drop every Tuesday at 8 p.m. with the video premiere on Facebook. It's coming soon to YouTube, and it also drops on various podcast platforms. So y'all come check us out. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you go, and y'all remember to live life
from the highest definition.
Staying on sports a little bit longer, but you know, going to the other side of it. So recently, there was just a lot of talk about Russell Wilson. You know, of course, he got traded from Seattle to the Broncos, which I guess it was time. He wanted to leave last year, but he played. Then made that weak ass, fam. All right, so maybe Russ is a little bit corny, not in the sense of like he's just not cool at all, but like
I think the correct word was square.
Yeah, we'll get to that part of it, but like, remember he had the hand thing and he was out for a few weeks.
Yeah,
and then he made this kind of like this "I'm back" video last year, and it was just like. Yo, fam, it was like a pinky. Like, it'd be different if it was like an ACL, like, you know what I mean, a shark bite or something, you know? Like, it was like a pinky, bro. Like, your pinky was hurt for a little bit. Now you back right. Like, we didn't need the video. But anyway, on a more serious side of it, what was it? Channing Crowder on the pivot was pretty much saying, you don't leave somebody cool like Future to go to a square like Russell Wilson. And I think that shit is the most asinine shit on the planet to say. That shit is wild, fam.
I think that part of that was out of context because the whole part, it was another part of it where he was kind of just like, you also don't meet that type of person. Like, ain't no regular... He's kind of saying like, ain't no regular motherfucker going get no Sierra. Like you gotta have something.
The bag. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that something. And I think people also took that part as like, is she a gold digger? But it's like, no. If you're on a certain level, you're not gonna be with somebody who's not on a certain level.
That's facts.
Maybe we don't know that though.
That's true. Yeah,
not everybody, but I'm just saying most people, not everybody, right? But I'm saying most people are not. But I don't agree with what he said, right? Because this is my thing. We also have to change our mindset as people, like black people. Because if y'all niggas really think what Future does is cool, there's something wrong with y'all.
That's like, my whole point.
If y'all having all of these kids and not necessarily taking care of them financially, but not being there is cool, then okay. Like, I've been on this journey this last 2 years where I've been like realizing I will be lame. Y'all niggas can think I'm lame. I ain't in jail. I ain't dead. You know what I'm saying? You got to think of it in the same thing of Russell Wilson. Like, okay, they think he's lame and he's all this shit, but I think a lot of that is code switching. Cause did y'all niggas see that interview? He was
with the wallet. With the wallet,
I ain't never seen him this black. I said he code switching at this damn place.
Yeah, that's in him. That's in him though.
every black person know how to code switch. Come on now.
I know it. I'm just saying. We just see. I do it multiple times a day. I be catching myself. But I think that's mostly what we see. So if we see that part, we don't see the everyday chill part. You can think that's lame, but also this nigga is an NFL player. He can be all our ass. How he lame? Because he taking care of his family.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's lame in what I need to know. I need to know what people like that see somebody like Russell Wilson. That's lame or he's a square. Like what do they see?
You should.
You know what I mean? Like what do they see that is so square or so lame?
Lame and a square, two different things, right? Yeah. I think we match them together. There's nothing wrong with being a square. People think there is, but there's nothing wrong. You need to have a little bit of sense, right? A little bit of street smart thrown in there. But being a square, what is wrong with not getting in trouble, not doing this, not doing? There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Being a lame is something totally different, and I think people kind of got to get that definition down pat.
And another thing that was wild to me was how emotionally invested he was about calling this man a square.
That's
he's going nuts about it.
That's him. This the same nigga who every little thing, he was always the one when you watch that show, like this nigga is just talking.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's more of an entertainment thing. I think it's just an entertainment thing.
So no homo though. Shannon Crowder is not the most attractive person. All right.
He's like a crunch bar.
He's a
light-skinned crunch bar.
He has a beautiful wife. Who say his wife ain't there for the bag? I'm not gonna throw that there. But anyway, just saying.
But the thing about Shannon is he probably be like, you're right. Like you're right. You know what I mean?
He'll probably tell you if he didn't have the money, he wouldn't have her.
That's a fact. So yeah. Russell Wilson is square. He is square. Nah, but I'll tell you this though. I see a lot of myself in that conversation because I'm gonna tell you there was one part they said that certain women have to go through certain things before they settle for someone like a Russell. Because think about it. She with Future. She got 2 kids by Future. She in the hip hop. She ingrained in that.
She got one.
Oh, it's one. I thought it was 2. My bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she with Future, the toxic dude or whatever, and then she finally got fed up with it. She got cheated on multiple times, man, out there having kids on her and everything. So she sees this Russell Wilson guy. They strike up a little conversation, and she's like, you know what? I'll give him a try. Let's see what this is. Let's see what this is like. And she fall in love with him. So, I mean, I do believe that there are some women that do go through some stuff. And it pushes.
I felt triggered. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm just saying,
I was triggered.
Because I'm the same way, because I think about it. There's a specific type of woman that was always attracted to me. All right? Specific type of woman. Certain women that we would consider ratchet didn't want to have nothing to do with Therese because I'm safe. I'm not rigid.
But the underlying tone is Taz is the most niggerish out of all of us.
I can't.
The funniest thing is, for me, Taz, it's the exact opposite. Only the ratchet ones want Justin. Because they think. Because a lot of times they be thinking like, oh, he look like he a little square. I'm gonna do that. They realize, oh, he ain't all the way there. He halfway in the middle. He in the middle. This nigga a little square, but he also a little thugged out. So I don't know.
I mean, because I was the American Eagle wearing polo guy, frayed denim jeans. That's all I was. So some chicks that look at Therese, they be like, he dressed too preppy, whatever. It was like, what? So there was a specific type of woman, and it was certain girls that were black that had certain personas. They liked Therese because one, I probably reminded them of their dad in a sense, but that sucks. That sucks. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, I think that the man is a square. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And I think that sometimes, I think the other part of that conversation was that do women have to go through so much before they finally settle for the good guy? I believe it's true. It's not for everybody, but I do believe that there are some women that just go through some trauma and they're just like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this no more. So let me try this guy over here who's a little safer, But I'm pretty sure Russell is adventurous. I'm pretty sure he is because there's something in her that literally is like, you know what? This guy is great. She not. We don't know if she's bored. Don't look bored. So, I believe that.
Thing. I think some women need to embrace being bored then. Because I be looking out here and they want so much excitement. You want all this excitement, but just to be stuck with this damn churn and all these responsibilities because you decided to choose the motherfucker who was exciting. He ain't had nothing else going for him, but he was exciting. That's basically what I'm hearing. A lot, and it's like, and then everybody want to be like, oh, now I wish I would find me a square nigga. No, you don't. No, you ain't ready, baby.
You ain't ready for that.
We gonna be in this house. We not going out in them streets.
You ain't been through enough to go doing that route.
Here's the thing about calling the square like non-exciting. Usually those are the ones that are pretty exciting. Because usually the square guys, and I know this firsthand, usually the square guys are the ones that are, you know what I mean? Oh, you want to do what? Like, I didn't know you was into this, or I ain't never do this before. You know what I mean? Like, those are the dudes that are, you know what I mean, taking you on an experience you ain't never even seen before. Never even thought of before.
Because the square nigga will be the one to take you to San Tropez.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yo, fam.
Like,
here's the thing, right? You got Future, who's Future. Everybody loves him because of, you know what I mean, who he is, right? Then you got Russ. One person bought her masters and gifted it to her. Her whole entire catalog and gifted it to her. That person wasn't Future. That was the nigga that got like the money. You know, the one that is this so-called square dude. You can't tell me the same dude in that interview talking about how he got his wife is a square guy.
Bro, that conversation was straight G. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not rolling, bro.
No, bro. I listened to it and I'm like, growing up in the type of like I grew up, as y'all know, I grew up in the city neighborhood, and then I moved to the suburbs. So I kind of had like the best of both worlds, right? So like for me, looking at that, it's like part of it is code switching, but I think part of it is you look at him and you say he's a safe bet, right? You see that calmness in him, but we don't know his life.
Yeah.
We don't know if he moving bricks on the side. We don't know his life.
We don't. And you know what's code switching? You know, code switching is kind of a survival tactic too.
It is, and he's mixed,
absolutely
right.
So
and he mixed?
No. He black.
No, he black. Yeah.
Speaking of code switching and just like we don't know their real life. I need to ask y'all a question. Because in another group chat that I'm in, we started talking about MJ and Prince.
Oh Lord!
And my thing was, I feel like MJ will fuck Prince up.
We talking about Michael Jackson.
We talking about Mike. We talking about Michael Jackson from Gary,
I
Indiana.
was just making sure we talk about
I feel like Michael Jackson from Gary, Indiana will fuck Prince up. Because Mike was a gangster low-key, bro. Mike was a gangster.
I'm pretty sure he learned.
Fam, there's been too many. It's been too much video evidence out there in the world.
That nigga called women fish.
when he's in the car calling them women fish, it's hilarious. When he went back to Gary Indiana, dude, the damn Freddie Gibbs story. When Mike came back to Gary, Indiana, and bought all the chicken from the KFC, it was throwing it and hitting people in the fucking face and laughing about it. Absolutely. Yo, he getting Prince the fuck out of here, B. Yo, if they had a boxing match, yo, I got my money on Mike,
I don't know.
son.
First of all, Mike like 6'2". Mike like 6'2". That nigga Prince like 5'4". I'm not 5'4", like 5'1". I'm not picking the short. I'm not picking this little short nigga who got to wear high heels to fight no damn Michael Jackson. And they both from inner city neighborhoods, but I'm choosing Michael Jackson.
No, I'm choosing Mike, bro.
I mean,
he grew up in a big. He grew up in a big ass family. All of them
throwing hands with. Yeah, he been throwing hands with Joe and Randy and Tito all his life, son.
I'm pretty sure the man got his dad. I'm pretty sure the man had his daddy's right hook. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, absolutely. You think he ain't learned nothing from Joe? He know how to throw his shoulder.
How you know how to throw it?
He would have told Will Smith how to really slap Chris. You know what I mean?
Also, I ain't gonna get to that.
Nah. Let it fly.
Everybody been talking spicy, right? Or like what they would have did. This nigga played Ali. He smacked you, you gonna get. He just let him smack you because he started putting them hands on your ass. Because I'm hearing this shit, right? His brothers. Now, mind you, if it was my brother, I'd have said some shit too.
Oh yeah. Nah. We gotta talk.
They said we're gonna go to the boxing ring. I'm like, nigga, leave that go. We gotta have a conversation.
Yeah.
You gotta have a talk, but nigga. I'm not going on record to say I'm about to fight no nigga who played Ali. Come on, baby.
and then like if you read Will's book, you find out like from Ali on, the guy that trained him on Ali has been his trainer since. They wound up falling out a little bit, but they literally like for years he was just training to still be a boxer. And for years.
He moves from movies. He'll go from 200 something pounds to 180 pounds in like 2 months. I ain't fighting a nigga like that. No, that's a chameleon.
I'm rolling. Nah, man. Bro. I get it. I get Tony Rock and his other brothers like, we want to talk to him, but we also want to put hands on him because that's just, as a brother, that's just how you feel.
But I'm not saying that. I mean, of course, I get it, of course, but I'm just being an asshole. I'm like, nigga, I'm not fighting that nigga. If I'm gonna put hands on him, I'm gonna let y'all know now. We on this show. I'm gonna be a real nigga. It's gonna be some pistol whipping going on because he gonna feel that little sting first. I'm not gonna fight that nigga with no brass knuckles or nothing. Come on now.
Nah, man. I feel like, and then another thing we had this conversation too. A lot of people keep bringing up, or if that was Jason Momoa up there, or if that was The Rock up there, or if that was, insert bigger guy. It's like, fam, first of all, those guys wasn't gonna say that joke. That's one. Two, I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe it didn't matter who was standing there. It could have been the Dalai Lama. He was going to give him this medicine. It's something else going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something else going on. Because also when you read his book about how his mother was getting beat by his mother. His mother was getting beat by his father. And how he felt like a coward because he never did anything. And how like just the nervous, when he get like nervous and shit, he just laugh it off. Which, I mean, a lot of us, hell, some of us on this damn screen right now do that laughing shit too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like if I start laughing when I'm supposed to be like extremely angry, just know I am extremely angry. And what's gonna come from it? It's gonna be some wild shit. So I'm just saying, bro. People gotta quit all that. Oh, if it was this person or that person or whatever, like, nah, fam.
When you snap, you don't make rational decisions.
No, that's the whole. That's the reason why it's called snap. You know what I mean? Like when you snap, it don't fucking matter. And people keep talking about, oh, he was laughing at it. Yeah, that's the very Hollywood thing to do. Them niggas been trained to laugh at shit. Like, all right, I'm just gonna laugh it off. When he saw his wife pissed off, fucking, it triggered him.
And I'm gonna need people like Amy Schumer to shut their fucking mouth up because this motherfucker been waiting. She been waiting the whole time. She was waiting to say something, so she already knew people was gonna come in opposition, so she can have her name in lights. Now she been threatened so much, she feel threatened for her life. She got some more death threats than anything. Well, shut your goddamn mouth up, you know.
It's like, fam, it's so many people just like. I know we talked about this, but god damn.
Hold her shut up the first time.
It's just like earlier, I think I don't know. I don't think it was TMZ. Maybe it was the New York Post or whatever. It was like Chris Rock out for the first time since the Oscars.
Yeah, it was like, got shot.
What's supposed to do? Just be in the house, like just chilling, like.
Right, yeah, like the man got shot by a rebel gang or something, and he's just not out and about. He been in hiding.
Yeah, like he didn't die. Like he didn't get cut. He didn't get stabbed. He didn't get shot. You know what I mean? Like he didn't do nothing bad. Like he out here just living his fucking life.
And you would think that gas prices ain't what they are, and we ain't damn near in World War III. Like you would think that what's going on in the world ain't going on because this is #1 news.
Bro, this shit's crazy, man. Niggas get slapped every day, B. Like, it ain't nothing. But it's just crazy as hell how him getting slapped or Will slapping him got him a 10-year ban. And then all these sexual predators just, you know, they got their Oscars. They still can come. If Harvey Weinstein was out, he can be in the building. He might not want to be in the building, but he can be in the building. That's nuts to me.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is also the same Oscars where the first black person that ever won an Oscar couldn't even go.
That's fact.
They gave her an award in the kitchen.
So, like, I'm cool. Like, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, talk about disgrace to the Oscars.
Shout out to Academy, dare you?
Yeah, yo, fam. Y'all niggas got revisionist history. Because it's recency. It's recency bias. That's all it is. Recently, we've been giving you niggas awards. And then how dare you do something like that at our award show? Taking your ban. Say, yo, fam, that's crazy. That's nuts.
It is.
But
that's what the Soul Train Awards more fun anyway. Shit.
That's also true.
Better,
especially when you got a real soulful person being the host. Absolutely. Just speaking about award shows, Justin had a rant he wanted to go on about the Grammys.
Oh yeah.
All right, so hold on, let me get my shit right. So I gotta tell y'all good people on this here internet. So I had been, just scrolling on Instagram, and I was seeing how everybody was reacting to the reggae win. They was like, "This is some bullshit." I'm like, so it was like Spice, Sean Paul, and this group Soulja, right? Soulja's an all-white band, and they from like Seattle or some shit. Like they not even from. They from Arlington, Virginia. They ain't even from out there. They from Arlington, Virginia. So they won instead of Spice, who was the favorite, and Sean Paul. So both of their albums was good. So I was like very subjectively, I'm gonna shut my ass up and I'm gonna listen to the Soulja album. That shit sound like a 1987 roots reggae album from anybody. It was not that good. It was very mid. And I'm like, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. So the truest thing, how you find out if a song is good or not. I was in Orangeburg, right? Had my LBs in the car. I just played the song. They said, what is this bullshit? I'm like, exactly. That's all I need to hear. Because maybe I was tripping. So my whole thing is not to say, right, that white people can't win awards in historically black categories. They can. It's happened before, right? All musical categories is black music, okay? At one point in time. So think about this. If you see some like body that's not even really a reggae artist, not to say they're not reggae, but come on, man, it just feel like, oh, y'all white people got dreads. Y'all grew them naturally. Them all y'all here. It just feel real appropriation to me. And it also is like, that all they had to do was give you a mid album. Sean Paul gave you another fire. He been doing this shit for 25 years. Spice album was exceptional. And you give this shit to somebody who give you a mid album, I just could not understand. It was wild as hell to me.
Hey, man. It's been happening over and over and over again. I don't think it's ever going to stop, bro.
What's crazy is we don't ever see the people who make these decisions for the Grammys, whatever that is, right? Because it's not like a fan vote or anything; it's a board.
Yeah, now you can look up who's on the board. They've done a lot. They've done a lot recently of putting people in color on these boards and you know what I mean, stuff like that. And
then my next question would be, what do they base their decisions off of? Because that group shouldn't have won that album.
I do wonder what the criteria is too.
We don't know. That's what we need to see what the criteria is, because we've had a lot of people who have had some pretty dope albums get beat by lesser known people. Who was it recently, a couple years ago, that won? Everybody was like, yo, like this lady beat, I forgot who it was, for album of the year. What was that? I should have had my notes and everything.
I don't remember. I can't remember. I don't even really pay attention to the Grammys anymore.
Yeah, I haven't watched it I think the last time I watched it, I want to say, who performed that night? I think Kendrick Lamar performed. Yeah, he performed with Imagine Dragons. That was the last time I saw it.
Damn, that's a long time ago,
Yeah,
my nigga.
exactly. That was the last time I watched the Grammys.
I mean, he had a couple more fire performances since then.
That's the last time I watched.
Speaking about Kendrick, when that nigga, what are you waiting for?
I don't know.
Well, it's been like 5 years since like a 4 or 5 years since a true album. I don't know what he waiting for, man.
Cause shit, even the Black Panther album was 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then, was it Dan before that? Or did he put the Untitled album out? Don't know, but all I know is it's been a long time. I know, you know me, he been living life and putting everything behind Baby King and all that stuff like that. But it's like, yo, fam, what you nervous or something, my nigga? Like, what's up?
I just have the passion for it no more.
That's possible too. I can understand that. But also speaking about just music, since we on music, did y'all listen to the Gangsta Grills album with Dreamville?
I did.
Don't.
With me, why not?
Don't. Or no, matter of fact, listen to it. I guarantee you won't talk to me about it. I haven't heard anybody really speak on it at all. And it's got cold verses all through it.
Wow.
Even the cold verses are just, to me, even the cold verses are just like, all right, whatever. I thought the first song on the album is called Stick.
Oh, and the Jid.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the only song I've heard.
That's the only song I've heard.
So when they released the trailer for it the day before, with everybody just walking and you know what I mean, like they just taking videos of them or whatever, and they just kind of mashed it up. It's the beat behind it, and I'm sitting there going, "This shit is about to be incredible. This shit is crazy." And then it wound up being the intro to the album, and then it's just one nigga just yelling on it the whole time.
Stick.
Yeah, and then Jid rapping, but it's like he sound like he don't really want to be rapping. Like it sound like he don't want to be rapping at all. And then even Cole's verse to me is just like, all right, it's not. The verses are not bad. It just feel like, you know.
Okay, I'll say this then. I'd rather him go mid on a Gangsta Grills than him go mid on an actual album. I'll say that.
I mean, of course. But if you still put it on streaming, you're making something off of it, right? So what is really a mixtape and what's really a project? That's the, you know what I mean? Like, and what exactly is a project? Is it an album? Is it an EP? Is it a mixtape?
What's crazy is mixtapes ain't what they used to be when we were coming up. It's like a mixtape. You have to go to like a third party site to get a mixtape. Like you had to you wouldn't go into Apple, you wouldn't go into Napster, you wouldn't go in what's the other places that we used to have back, the streaming sites we used to have back then. You wouldn't go
LimeWire.
Right, you wouldn't. Well, no, LimeWire was pirating, but
you can still get it though.
Trust me, I done killed a couple hard drives. So
you going on that piff, baby?
Yeah, you going on that piff. You going on Hot New Hip Hop, places like that.
Damn, Hot New Hip Hop. That's crazy.
Exactly.
I want to.
That's how I found the yellow one. That's how I found the yellow one.
No, it ain't on there. It's not on there no more.
It's not on there no more.
I tried looking it up.
That's crazy.
But that's where we went. Like those are places that we went to get mixtapes. I think the last mixtape I got off there was Tiger's mixtapes. That's the last mixtapes I got off that thing. No. Yeah, because I got Cushion Orange Juice off there. Cushion Orange Juice off there. I got a couple Matt Millers off of there. I used to get a lot of stuff off there, man. Golly, we old.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nick, we old.
Yo, fam, you can still submit your music on Hot New Hip Hop? That's crazy.
We old, man. Oh my God.
Y'all, I'm still a young whippersnapper.
Yo, speaking about being old and just music, who's the artist that you thought was gonna pop that didn't from that mixtape era?
Man, all right. You know XV. XV for me was that one guy. I was always waiting on the kid with the green backpack.
Mm-hmm.
He let guns for me.
Ooh, him too. It was chock full of disappointment. Because them niggas had verses. They come out and just like kill it on people's albums.
And the thing,
nothing.
I think he just got too hot at one time because he still would be dropping shit and be sounding good, but you gotta have everything working at the same time.
Honey Cocaine didn't pop.
No. Yeah, she should have been out of here. And then the one person that did pop, but then like disappeared was Kid Ink.
Right.
You know, he popped and had an overseas following like crazy.
God, it's crazy.
Now you don't hear nothing from him.
Nah, he'll drop something every now and then.
It's kind of like Tiger in a way.
Yeah.
Because Tiger, he can pop out with what Tiger's bigger, of course, because Tiger can drop a song and that bitch be on Billboard and you had no idea. Like you had no idea. Yeah, like one for me is Donis.
Yes. That sad look. That's that Southern Lights Out mixtape.
You know how crazy that is? How crazy is it for you to have that whole project that you had, the Southern Lights intro was fucking
Phenomenal.
fire. Absolutely
Phenomenal.
insane. And then just never do anything again.
That's it.
Even though XV a couple years ago did drop a mixtape.
Yeah, he did.
He got a wife and kids and all, like he been living his life.
Yeah.
Damn, but the biggest one of all, of course, is Charles Hamilton.
Oh God, yes.
Once Shorty snuffed him, it was a wrap, G.
That mental health, boy. I
But
think that was his biggest thing.
He was ahead of his time though, because if he was doing then, now,
He'd be huge.
because it's all about being viral and getting in front of as many people as possible. He lived his life on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was about the internet. And he just made song after song after song after song. And a lot of them shits was fucking fire. Some of them was like, I don't know. But more than not, them shits was fucking fire.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, but once Shorty duffed them, it was a wrap, G.
Yeah.
Yo, it was crazy as hell because he picked up from the fucking airport. He picked up from the airport and then, you know what I mean, they stopped on whatever street. And then they had a rap battle right there. She was like, I wrote this sick as 16 verse. And I'm like, what? She's like, I'm a singer. I don't even rap like that. And then she spit this sick. Looking back on it, it's wild as hell. Like, she spit this fucking 16. And then Charles started cooking her out the gate, bro. Cooked her out the gate. And then he got duffed in the mouth. And like instantly apologized, and that was it. It was a wrap. But you're right though, Jay. Mental health is really a thing. It really is, man. It's just nuts how it's some that just didn't become anything. And the one surprise that I had from the mixtapes we listened to then was Tory Lanez. Mm-hmm. I never thought that Tory was going to catch like he did.
First off, we never thought he was going to catch as a singer.
Right.
This nigga was rapping.
That nigga was spazzing like on everything, and I'm like, oh shit.
When he came out Wooden Beads, I was like, yo.
Yeah, and then he started doing the singing shit, and I was like, what? Yeah, and you know, the rest is history.
That's some Canada niggas, man.
Charlotte Flowers, Waste Your Life.
Miller's scared to be on the bridge.
Miller's scared to be on the bridge.
Don't do that.
Out
Don't
here.
do that.
It's
Don't
a
do
wrap.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Recording live.
West
side. Somewhere. Running hip hop. Wish your life still be running hip hop.
Moving on to something a little bit more serious.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp defamation trial is happening. So for people out there that don't know, Amber Heard, actress, Johnny Depp, we all know who he is, were married, and towards the end of their marriage, a bunch of, well, I guess you could say allegedly because nobody tried for it. A bunch of domestic violence happened between the two. Once they broke up, Amber Heard wrote this whole piece about how she's a domestic violence survivor and all this stuff like that, and painting Johnny out to be like this bad person. He lost Pirates of the Caribbean, the Secrets of Dumbledore movie where he was playing Grindelwald, probably other things because of the accusation. Even though there's audio evidence of her literally beating this man and countless people countless people that have witnessed her beating this man. And, you know, even though she has an allegation on her, she's still an Aquaman 2 and doing all these movies here and there. So my question to y'all is, I understand that there's double standards, but is this the ultimate double standard when it comes to men screaming, I was domestically abused?
I think there's absolutely a double standard. I think that it's just how in society how we are taught to see it, right? Like if a man is hit by a woman that he's seen as weak, but if you hit her back, you're seen as weak as well. So it's just kind of like a double-edged sword. But I think a couple of things we have to remember here in these cases is that this is a white woman and a white man, right? So when you have those two instances there, or who privilege cancels out what, at the end of the day, no matter what happens, she's going to be believed more. However, I think him being as famous as he is kind of turning the tide a little bit. Mm-hmm. And you're kind of seeing, I don't know, sometimes the facts are going to outweigh anything else, right? So, admittedly, we don't know everything. We don't know exactly what's happened so far, but it kind of looks more skewed on her side. Because I think something that was said was, at this point, she can't back down, right? Because you've taken it this far. If it is a lie, you have to keep the lie going. Because you don't want to pay those $50 million in defamation. Because that's a big amount of money. So now you have to, no matter what, even if you're wrong, if you're lying, you have to keep up the lie. I think that it's kind of disheartening because it's like, no matter what, as a man sometimes, and I'm not trying to make it seem like it's always this way, but as a man sometimes it seems like, all right, if I am not in the wrong, I'm automatically seen as I'm in the wrong because I'm a man. Hot take, I guess.
Yeah, it's just weird to me how, you know, from just how things has been going lately the past few years, how somebody that can be so beloved can get accused of doing something, and just that accusation means the end of them, or they just got to sit down for a little while. But you never really hear that when it comes to, well, the man saying the woman has done that. You know, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just like I was saying, like it is a double standard that we see all the time. It's the same with like rape. We heard of so many stories of a woman claiming rape, and then years down the line, she either admits or they find out that it wasn't rape at all, but nothing ever happens. It's just seeing these clips and reading about this trial and seeing all this stuff, like it looks bad for Amber Heard. But what is to come from it? I'm not saying that anybody should lose money or anything. I guess my whole thing is, or a career or anything like that. I'm just saying, call it even. Like, people should call it even all the way across the board. Whether it's a woman that did something or a man that did something. Just call it even.
But I think for a lot of it is part of a lie that is very much perpetrated by men also, right? Is that the ideal of, I think, what kind of makes a man in a way is like you don't want it to be seen as weak. Like if a woman, it's like like you said, rape, for instance. Like we know a lot of 14, 15-year-old dudes in the neighborhood who've had sex with grown ass women. And people be like, oh, that's still rape. That's still statutory rape. But
Yeah, absolutely.
As though that's not a problem because they was patting him on the back and shit. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like that same mindset has like come into it as it comes to everything else. It's like, no, it's still wrong if she does it too. You might see it differently, but it's still wrong.
Yeah, it's still messed up. What's crazy is, not to go into too many details, but I had to learn that as I got older. It took about 5 years ago or so. Like, yo, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucked up for like a younger kid having sex with a woman that's older. You know what I mean? Like, if you really like start to think about it, like, yo, that's still, like you said, that's still statutory rape, and that's wild.
Yeah.
Regardless of the situation, like, it's just wild, man. But she getting cooked in court right now.
Yeah. The one thing I learned that, you know, Johnny as a child was abused by his mother. And like, but he still remained loving towards his mother. So it's like, it's almost like it got to a point where I think throughout this relationship, he was so used to it. And then it got to that point, he's like, yo, I gotta get out of this. I gotta get out of this. But I think that he was like planning to leave, and then she was like, all right, no, you're not gonna leave me because one, you're a drug addict. And so she has so much dirt on him.
Yeah, there was a one of those audio clips that came out and was like, ain't nobody gonna believe you because of who I am and who you are, you know, all that type of stuff.
It's weird. She used her privilege as a white woman to do that. And then she was like, yo, I'm gonna jump ahead of you and say that you were abusive because one, you're a druggie and everyone doesn't believe the druggie. So
yeah,
now look at it now. Like, I mean, this man's going through so much turmoil, and just this evil woman is literally like trying to destroy this man.
I will say this: when the story first did break, he put his own foot in his mouth because she didn't say any names. Now, you might have thought whoever she was alluding to, but she didn't say any names. He's the one who basically said it was him.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, he even sued that paper overseas and wound up winning that because they was putting all types of crazy shit about him in it. I don't know, man. It's just a wild situation. I hope it works out for the better for him.
I do, too. I hope they, you know, go their separate ways and leave each other alone. Just be peace. Just have peace. Find peace somewhere, please.
Do they got kids together? Oh, thank God. It's more miracle.
Speaking about all of that, though, Taz found a clip of old Cam Newton that he wanted to talk about. I'll let you have the floor, sir.
So apparently, as you know, he was I can't remember what podcast he was on. Million. It's called $1 million.
$1 million worth of game.
That's it, $1 million worth of game
with Gillian Waller.
Right. So there was a lot of chatter on the Twitter and the internet about some of his comments. You know, I think he said now a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to your man's needs. He said, and I think a lot of times when you get the aesthetic of I'm a boss B, I'm this, I'm that, no baby, but you can't cook. You know, you don't know when to be quiet. You don't know when to allow your man to lead. That set the internet world ablaze. So I'll let y'all go first before I close it out. But go ahead. Yeah. Well, how y'all?
Okay.
Let's talk
Go
to
ahead, D.
Women go online and tell you to your face what type of man they want every day, all day long. But as soon as a man go, I want a woman that can cook, clean, and shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. Man, you know what I mean? Oh, nah, you can't be saying that.
Nah, you can't say that.
Like, it's not something that I would say, even though if people that know me knows that I'm in like an old-fashioned relationship. But it works for us. I don't know how the fuck we got to this place, but it is what it is.
It's your dynamic and it works for you.
It works for us.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, right? Cam can say whatever he wants. He can say whatever the hell he wants to say about what kind of woman he wants. I guarantee you, there's a lot of women out there that are willing to do it.
There are.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants a woman to let him lead the household and make him feel like a man, because that's what makes him feel like a man, and he want his woman to do quote unquote womanly things. This is not me. This is just from his ideas and in his head. Mm-hmm. He wants a woman to do woman things and let him be a man and let him do the man things and then have that dynamic that way. If that's what he want, that's what he want.
Okay.
I don't know what the big deal is.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I see absolutely both sides. Okay. I'm in the middle here. So on one side, I totally agree with you, Nate. I believe everybody has their preference. Everybody likes what they like. On the other side, a lot of men don't know how to lead and a lot of women don't know how to be led and vice versa.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
absolutely.
In a relationship, there will be a time where you're not always the leader. Your wife's going to be leading sometimes, and sometimes you're going to be falling back. It's just how it works in like the dynamics of a relationship. So it's kind of like if you want to lead all the time, my nigga, you ain't always a good leader all the time. There's certain times where your ass ain't going to lead us nowhere but astray. I think the ideals, a lot of times this comes from niggas with money because it's not about wanting to lead, it's about wanting to control. And they have to understand what's the difference there. Like, that's why, like, when I heard it, I'm like, I understand his logic, but to me, it sounds like bullshit. But I'm going to let him go wherever he wants to go there. That's how he feels. But it very much felt like bullshit because I'm like, y'all have this ideology, but you gotta be able to give and take. That's just where I stand with it.
I 100,000% agree with you.
Yeah,
like 100,000% agree with you. But my whole thing is, if the man says it, and that's what he wants, that's his life. Let him go be miserable in the corner by himself. But I guarantee you, he won't be miserable because there's going to be women that see Cam for what he is and is going to love every piece of Cam for what he can provide.
So I saw nothing wrong with the comments whatsoever. But I do understand the other side of it. But what I did hear was that he basically wants an Aisha Curry and a Savannah James over a Brittany Rayner. All right? That's what I heard.
I mean, who don't?
Exactly.
I don't want no tot.
So, but what's crazy is we have a lot of people. We have a lot of black women that that came out and said because Cam said he wanted a woman that can cook and control her temper. Yeah, they're like, yeah, I'm just go ahead and stay single. But the thing is, there are women out there that will allow the man to lead the relationship. Like what Justin said, there are things that my wife is stronger in than I am. So when it comes to that, I'm gonna let her lead that. There are certain things that I'm stronger in that my wife's not. And when it comes to that, she's gonna let me lead it. It's an equal exchange. So at certain points of the relationship, there are places where my wife will have to take the head on something. And as the years progress, I start to do what? We start to level out so that we both can lead on that, or I can take the helm. But ain't no wrong. That man said, that man, he's grown. I think that he just hearing the conversation, him alluding to his parents being married for 37 years. He's talking about he wants a household. He wants a woman that can cook, can clean, obviously help raise kids. Given the dynamic that he is in right now, I hear a lot of regret in his voice from the decisions that he's made up to this point, and he's starting to grow from those decisions. He had a kid. He was with someone, a fiance. He was engaged. And they had a kid.
Like 2 kids. Yeah,
exactly.
3 kids together.
Yeah,
she had
3 or something like that.
Right. So I hear growth. I hear growth that he's admitting that yo, I made some mistakes. It's what I wanted at the time, but now I see my parents. That's what I want. That's what I desire. So, but like I said, women can have preferences, all day long. But if he says that he doesn't want to lead or provide and be the head of household, social media and women would come out and say, "Oh, you're weak or you're not the ideal man," and it is a double standard. And it's mind blowing. Like you said, women have a whole criteria what a real man can be and can't be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't see anything wrong with the comment because it is his preference. Allow that man to have his preference. There is a woman out there that is going to fit that preference.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong.
And the ones that's going all over the edge about it, guess what? You ain't that one.
And for me, right? Listen to this. For me, I need a woman who gonna bring me peace. I can go bring myself everything else, right?
Yeah.
I don't want a motherfucker who's gonna argue with me every day. And it doesn't mean I can't handle your strong independence. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times they take that. You can't handle that No, I want you to be very independent. But if you be too independent, you're gonna be independent by your goddamn self.
Yeah.
You have to understand, give or take.
What people didn't allude to was the fact that he talked about him teaching his sons how to cook. Like, to be able to go in and do it for yourself, not to wait on someone to do it for you.
Yeah.
No one talked about that. But as soon as he said he want a woman that can cook and be quiet, everybody heard the be quiet part and was like,
you know what it is when Kim speak, people.
You want us to stay in the background and be quiet. No, all I'm saying is I want a prudent wife. Someone that knows when I'm handling business.
See,
no. When I'm getting my shit off, I better not hit your ass in the back. All right, shut your ass.
That doesn't mean that I don't.
Shut your ass up.
That doesn't mean that I don't value your input. It's just, hey, I got it. If I fumble the ball, guess what? We'll pick it back up together and we'll move forward. But
until then, you sit your ass down. All right, sit your ass down. And you shut the hell up.
I think we coming from a different viewpoint too, right?
We are.
I think when you all come in, I think a lot of the backlash comes from, we all know niggas with money think differently. Niggas with money move differently. A lot of times, what we talking about is very good and fine and dandy, but I can almost guarantee you he did not mean what you said. He meant that shit in more of a way of, I want you to shut the fuck up, bitch, because you ain't earning the money.
He could have. I'm not gonna play that. That could have been, should have been. I'm not gonna play.
No, I'm not saying could have been, should have been. I'm just saying I feel like that statement was very much loaded. It made many a different things. Loaded.
I think what he probably should do is clarify. Like, sometimes because you got.
He don't need to say nothing. He already said it, Taz. Listen, when I'm the leader, you shut your ass up. You feed me Brussels sprouts. So until I need you, don't speak a word.
But you know what though?
That's
just
what
going through social media and watching that stuff. You know who I heard a lot of backlash from? Single women.
That just sitting their ass in the corner, shutting the fuck up.
I see now one married woman. I did hear a woman recently going through a divorce say something be very strong about it. I'm not gonna mention her name. She on First Take though. But
ooh,
we talking about Molly?
Yeah.
Well, you know.
I can't keep her married, Rose.
No, her name was Querum again.
Querum. It's Querum. Her and they going through a divorce.
He said I can't do this shit no more.
It's like, so if you want look, I don't mind a woman being a boss. I don't mind her being a boss. But, let me, I'm gonna stop.
That whole boss shit is bullshit.
On both sides, bro.
On both sides, bro. I mean, that shit is bullshit.
That's an ego thing.
Bosses don't have to televise they a boss.
Not even that. There's no bosses
smooth
in a fucking relationship. Who's a boss?
I know this.
Is there a boss? Maybe I'm missing that.
But that's the
I'm a single nigga. What do I know?
That's the mindset, though. That's the mindset. Nigga, there's no boss in this house. There's no boss in this house. You think Therese run everything in this house?
It's Candace all day long.
Damn straight.
She be in the back whooping your ass. Saying, hey, Taz, you better shut your ass up. You feed me Brussels sprouts, nigga.
You making me sound like I'm Giant Depp.
Oh boy,
this is not a Giant Depp Amber Heard relationship.
Nah.
But for real,
this is Ike and Tina, and Candace is Ike.
Justin ain't gonna keep getting his ass beat. I'm gonna tell y'all that now.
I'm gonna leave. They're not leave.
It's gonna be a good strong ass mush. I ain't gonna hit her now. I'm gonna mush the shit out of her though. Leave me be. Sit down.
Leave me be, woman. Leave me be.
Put your hands on me.
I think we need to go ahead and end this here because when people hear this episode, they're gonna think we just bashing women.
No.
We love women.
No,
we not.
y'all.
That whole last segment was not like us talking in like what we would do. We was talking about this food and with jokes. Just remember,
with jokes. We kid.
Equal opportunists.
We are
right. Taz, you got a words of wisdom for us, buddy?
I do have words of wisdom.
Give it to me.
All right, man. So
pause. Wow, that's wild.
See, we could have skated right over there. You had to make it weird.
Nope, because somebody else wasn't going to skate over it. They was going to be in the comments, yo, pause, son, pause. I know it was coming.
But I got words of wisdom, though. So, Taz's words of wisdom for today. We learn something from everyone who passes through our lives. Some lessons are painful, some lessons are painless, but all are priceless. Don't take this life for granted because in an instant, your life could change. Life is a precious gift. Cherish it. No matter how hard things may seem, don't get down and don't give up. The clouds will clear and there are brighter days ahead. Even if the clouds don't clear, the sun is shining somewhere.
And always remember, no matter the view, it's always with respect. And that's another episode of Views from the Floor podcast.